welcome to FilmiBeat, and this is Gayatri here. So,
Thank you.
thank you so much for the trailer, and it's really intriguing. Why I'll tell you, because suspense thriller में most of the time trailer पे ही सब बता देते हैं, but this is really good, and especially your character. Just for a few, मुझे ये जानना है कि मतलब in the trailer we just see a little glimpse of yours. ठीक है. So and with that I feel that you have a very grey and a darker shade to your character in the film. So I would like to know more about it. That why this was a conscious decision to keep you कि कहीं ये इतना important character तो नहीं कि बहुत छुपा के रखा है सबसे.
नहीं, I think देखो ट्रेलर जो लोग काटते हैं वो एक अलग कला है. I have no idea why people cut trailers the way they cut or how they cut them. But I can tell you from my standpoint as an actor, Pavan and I worked very hard on trying. कुछ कैरेक्टर ऐसे होते हैं कि immediately आपको ऑडियंस को बताना पड़ता है कि ये किरदार ऐसा है, and you know it immediately from the way they dress, from the way they talk. This was the opposite of that. इसमें बहुत हमारी कोशिश ये थी कि कैरेक्टर आपको धीरे-धीरे रिवील हो. And that was the challenge for me as an actor also, to keep the character mysterious so you don't know what. And then maybe the way he talks or the way he dresses, you think about him a certain way, and then धीरे आपको पता चलता है अच्छा ये तो ऐसा है. And I think that was the challenge, and I hope we've been successful. It seems from the reactions that we have been successful in that, but अभी देखा जाएगा.
And another thing, it's a little funny one. I find कि थोड़ा सा romantic angle हो सकता है इसमें, love triangle. Maybe. So, कहीं आपका character जो है मुझे लगा is trying to flirt with both the ladies, Sara and Chitrangada. What it is about?
I think that that's just in line with the guy. The character is a charmer. उसके विरासत में, उसके खून में नवाबीपन और एक रॉयल्टी भरा पड़ा है, एंड उसको एक अंदर से बहुत डीप अपने लिए बहुत एक कॉन्फिडेंस है. And I feel that I've met people like that. I'm not like that in real life. I'm a very shy person. If I wasn't, I think I became an actor for that reason. Because I thought मैं तो बहुत ही uninteresting character हूँ, तो मुझे अलग character निभाने, because I'm boring. But I've met a lot of people like Rana who are very smooth, and they can't help themselves. एक औरत सामने हो खूबसूरत, वो flirt automatically. He's a natural flirt. And I remember Pavan and I talking about that. So I'm glad, Gayatri, you noticed that, because we tried to do that. I think he thinks he's a gift to women in a way, and that has to come across in his behavior, in his body language, in the way he holds her hand and kisses it with Rajkumari. Also the voice, the way I've used my voice in it has a little bit of that quality. So हमने वो कोशिश की है, and yeah, I think that all you meet a swatches, and that's what this guy is.
You have worked with Sara Ali Khan in Kalakandi. So Sara Ali Khan is a very senior and someone who is again who picks his characters. He's very sharp with it, and you're working with his daughter now. So Sara and Sara, दोनों में कोई similarity है, कुछ अलग चीज है या कुछ भी, anything that you think feel that the both daughter and father duo का जो set पे आते हैं या set के बाहर भी कुछ मिलता है, कुछ अलग है, or both are same?
No, I wouldn't say they're same at all. They're very different. Sara Ali Khan is very experienced. He's been around for many years. Right. When I worked with him on Kalakandi, it was very
2018
is when that film. I think Seth in the last 5 years has been a very experimental actor. He's chosen a lot of genres that are very different. He's no longer sort of chasing this box office glory. I think वो सब देखा है उन्होंने, and now he's just having fun acting. So by the time I worked with Seth was at the peak of his acting powers. I think Kalakandi it's not a very watched movie. ज़्यादा लोगों ने उस फिल्म को शायद देखा नहीं है, but सैफ अली खान का one of the best performances माना जाता है. At least मेरे हिसाब से it's one of the best. And I think critics also say that whoever has watched it and things, you know. So we worked together at a time where Saif was in total control of his power as an actor. You know, he's speaking in the last couple of years. He's put up performances. He's in a different place. And I think Sara's in a very early start of her career. So the way they approach work is very different. You know, Sara's still discovering things, and Saif is reaching a level of mastery. You know, so they're very different work-wise. Personality-wise also, you know, I would say the only similarity is that they're both very funny. You know, Saif is one of the naturally most funny people I've ever met. I loved working with Saif. He's one of my favorite co-stars because he kept the set very light. You know, he doesn't take himself seriously. So there's a light air around him, and I think Sara, you know, I think Sara keeps joking around on set and keeps it light. And फिर वो दिन कट जाता है because entertaining लगता है. You know, so that's the similarity with both.
There are three very important characters. One is Sara, Chitrangada Singh, and Vikrant Massey. So तीनों के साथ काम करके how did you feel? How was the experience working with them?
Well, as I said, Sara was really funny and bubbly. So she kept the day very light. Vikrant and I have worked together, so no surprises there. You know, we've known each other. We've come up through the ranks together. You know, very fine actor. काम करना हमेशा अच्छा लगता है. The real discovery for me was Chitrangada. I'd never worked with her before or met her, but I loved working with her. She made me better as an actor. She's beautiful. She's a great actor. I really enjoyed working with her. I hope that I get more opportunities to work with her.
Sure. And so after Gaslight, you have one of the biggest, most awaited film, that is Fighter with Ritik and Deepika. So tell us more about that, and also any other upcoming projects you have in line.
Yeah, Fighter has been a real joy. मैं कल रात को shoot कर रहा था Royal Palms में. I'm having such a blast on that movie. It's, you know, to play an Air Force pilot is such an honor. And then to play it in such a big film with the hottest director and the hottest stars, and part is even more fun. You know, I've never, you know, people who know my work know कि मैं बहुत छोटी-छोटी फिल्में करके यहाँ तक आया हूँ और OTT काम करता हूँ और so for me this is a, you know, to work in a huge Bollywood, you know, big budget movie like this has been a very unique and fun experience, and I'm having a blast. You know, Siddharth is, I think, इंडिया का हॉटेस्ट डायरेक्टर होगा अभी पठान के बाद, बट पता ही नहीं चलता है यार. वो एकदम लाइट एक माहौल रखते हैं सेट पे. You know, again he doesn't take seriously. मैं कल रात को seriously, and he keeps the set so light and fun. I've had a blast working. I don't want the film to end. I want to keep shooting it. And then there's a bunch of other work. Yeah, I mean, I've got a couple of web series I need to finish. There's a sequel to the film I did with Randeep Hooda called Lal Rang. And then there's a bunch of things that I've already. There's a political, social satire. There's a love story. There's a thriller. So I've done a bunch of work, a bunch of different movies, and I think धीरे-धीरे वो release होंगी एक के बाद.
तो बहुत बढ़िया और I would शड़ा हो जाए. All the hottest people in there.
That's awesome, but I fingers crossed.
Yeah, we all are waiting for the film, and of course, the pair is new, and of course, you are coming there.
And I think they look so good together, यार. मैं अभी बता दूँ आपको, they look so beautiful together.
ऋतिक का तो बोलना ही नहीं है. दीपिका ने तो पूरे दुनिया में she's training now, and of course you are there. you are there. So one last question will be like, of course, what I have observed is you have done more on the OTT side, like you said now, and switching over to such a big project movie, Yash Raj, of course, Pathan के बाद तो और से with Fighter, what kind of Gaslight भी OTT पे ही आ रही है. What kind of feelings you are having, and what do you think कि change आ पाएगा और ज़्यादा in terms of theatre and OTT viewership or expectations for the audience? What we can expect?
I think what we are as an industry realizing, and the rules change in our business constantly. If the rules didn't change, then there would be more hits and people would be more successful. The reason why the most successful actor in India is probably say a Shah Rukh Khan, and उसकी कुछ 25% hit फिल्में होंगी. That's your biggest star, and I think same goes for Tom Cruise in America. So to have a hit or a successful movie is a very difficult job. So all the rules constantly change. And what we think we know, we realize, अच्छा वो तो गलत ही था, and it always works out that way. But फिर भी we are as an industry always trying to analyze, because that's our job. We get paid to try.
Right.
So I'm not going to say it with that much confidence, because I know कि चीजें constantly change होती हैं. But what I will say is that I think we are finally starting to realize that there are different films for different platforms. So there are films like a Pathan or a Fighter that are meant for a cinematic viewing. They're meant and designed and shot and meant for an audience to say, I will go to the theater because I want that big experience. I want that screen. I want the sound. I want masala film mein, so I want to cheer with the audience and be, have fun when Pathan is dashing up somebody with the audience. And then there are films that are meant for a more intimate viewing. And I think a film like Gaslight is a perfect example of that. I think, Knives Out, which was the American equivalent of a recent whodunit, Glass Onion or whatever. Their murder mysteries are meant for a more intimate viewing. So you can sit at home and shut the lights off and, and just be you and that screen. And I think the enjoyment is more that. So some films are meant to be watched with an audience, and some films are meant to be watched by yourself at home. And I think we're realizing that, and I think we're doing, Gaslight has been made by very successful producers. यार कोई नए producer थोड़ी ना रमेश तरानी, a very मंजे हुए खिलाड़ी हैं, इनको पता है कि क्या कर रहे हैं. So I think they did the right thing by putting this film on OTT. I think it'll have a wider reach. I think that it'll have a better way to serve the story. And I think anytime we are serving the story is when the film does well. And I think this marketing strategy of this film, the way it's been shot, edited, directed, all those things serve the film. And even this release strategy serves the film. So I think it was the right move this way.
So I think we are done with this, and it was so nice talking to you. And of course, I'm waiting for the film, and because Sara Ali Khan is really trying hard with picking new up after Atrangi. I really liked her in that. And of course, all of you are there. Vikrant, Massey, I've seen your work in previous films. So all the best. And of course, Fighter is going to be huge.
आपके में चक्कर
बिल्कुल मैं खुद खा लूंगी, हिट हो जाएगी तो चलो वो भी बहुत बढ़िया हो जाएगा. चलो then, okay, thank you so much and all the best.